Hello, everyone. We are back. Unnamed Podcast. This is episode 4, I think. I didn't think we'd get this far.
This is 3.
Is this 3? Ah, shit. Oh, no. Well, really set ourselves up for that one. Oh, yeah, it's only episode 3. Fuck.
You mean...
I was thinking of my Digimon Adventure
Digimon
reviews,
that fucking
which only got to episode 3
water,
because it's still on hiatus. Yeah, my
Digimon is just a cursed IP. You're not
as soon as it came.
You can't have anything out of Digimon.
Oh god. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is 100% cursed. Oh my god. Although I think next week, they're going to be airing the first episode again. I think they might be re-airing the first 3 episodes.
You are fucking kidding me.
And then we'll get back on track to episode 4.
Okay,
I think so. Because, I mean, there were only 3 episodes, right?
Yeah, people are probably already forgot what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Which is already bad enough considering the IP we're dealing with. So, you know. Holy shit. But, anyways, you know. How you been doing, man?
I've been doing alright. Played a lot of games. I beat Persona 5 Royal.
Oh, nice. Nice.
It's good. It is the better version of the game. There's no reason to play the original now.
Okay, cool.
As for like who this game is for, I don't fucking know. I mean, if you haven't played the game, like this is the one to play. Like just don't even bother with the original. If you have played the original and you don't give a shit that much, like if you're pinching pennies, no, don't fucking play this game. It is, like, all the new stuff is really cool. The new story stuff's pretty cool. I can't think of a single thing that I dislike that they added or changed. But it's not enough to warrant a $60 price tag if you've already played the original and you don't care enough about it.
Is the story significantly changed?
It's a new ending.
New ending. Nice.
Yeah, the 3rd semester takes place after the end of the original game.
Oh, really?
It's pretty good. It's,
okay.
I mean, I've always, like, Persona 5's story in general was always kind of, yeah, it's alright, it's pretty good. That's pretty much where the new stuff lies. It's like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. Sweet. Did they fix Haru at all, or does she still have the same problems?
A little bit. They gave characters like Makoto, Akechi, and Haru, they gave them more screen time earlier.
Nice.
So it doesn't just feel like they threw her in last second.
Right.
And the biggest thing to help with that is that now all confidants, or not confidants, but party members start with Baton Pass. So
nice.
You don't just have to get Haru and then switch her out because you're like, well, I can't Baton Pass to her. Why the fuck would I keep her in the party right now?
Right.
Because you can't start her social link until after the dungeon, right?
Oh, man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, actually.
But, yeah, so either way, it was fucking pointless to even have her on the team by the time you had... Because, like, who the fuck cares?
Right.
So, yeah, you could do that. And they show up earlier. They have, like, little bits and pieces here and there talking or just, like, in the background scenes and stuff. So, it's little stuff, but it helps a bit.
Right. And about, like, mechanical changes, what do you have to say?
This game is 1,000 times better. Nice. This game is obscene. Most of the changes are gameplay, and it is obscenely better.
Nice.
Because now, instead of... I don't remember if I talked about this last time, but... They set it up in a way that you can level up your baton passes by playing darts with your team. And when you do that, you can get HP and SP refills a little bit and damage stack on top of it. Every time you do it, it stacks more. So if you baton pass 4 times in a turn, in a single set, like, you get a massive fucking damage boost. And so...
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. The gameplay kind of, like, revolves around that now. Like, they commit fully to that thing, which they really should have in the first place. It just helps a lot. It's mostly just, like, little changes like that, like, quality of life stuff that was kind of overlooked.
Nice. So, you enjoyed your time?
Yeah, no, game's fantastic. I still love that game.
Okay, cool.
They didn't change things that I wanted them to change, but the things they did change, I liked, so I guess it's kind of a, oh well, I'll take what I got.
Right. Now, because you said that the Akuma Foods Palace was pretty much just not changed at all, right?
Yeah.
So, how much did they change to other palaces?
Not that much. Will seeds are the big thing where they're collectibles you can collect in each palace. There's 3 of them, and if you get them, you get a little SP refill, like a little bit, and if you collect all 3 of them, you get an accessory that you can use, and it's usually a pretty good item. And usually they add like grapple hook points and stuff to like to warrant the grappling hook in the dungeon, and that's usually what they lead to.
Okay.
And other than that, most of the dungeons are pretty much the same, and they just like reworked little bits to use the grappling hook. They're not that different.
Right.
Like, I struggled to find differences between the dungeons.
Yeah, about the grappling hook, is it pretty much just a superficial change?
Yep, 100%.
Okay.
It is completely pointless. You could take it out and nothing would change. Except in the last dungeon. The new final dungeon is arguably the best one in the game.
Nice.
It's really good. And they built it with the grappling hook in mind, so using it actually like feels way more natural instead of shoehorned in.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that
imagine that.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking ugh. It was the first time the game was like, whoa, cool, I can use this. Instead of, oh, okay, grapple hook point.
Yeah.
It's really, that last dungeon's really, really good. It's really fun. And it's the game is stupid easy. Like, it's even easier than base P5.
Oh, okay.
That last dungeon actually gets a little difficult, because most enemies don't have weaknesses anymore, because you're expected to be at, like, level 80 minimum.
Right.
So they actually get, like, kind of tough. You need to, like, basically be dishing out, like, multiplied charge damage, fucking attack up, like, just, you need to be dishing out tons of damage without weaknesses there.
Okay. Sweet. Did they change the advanced personas, or are they still the same?
Oh,
the
for your
evolved
teammates?
Ones? Yeah.
No, they're still the same, but they added level 3s, like Persona 4 Golden had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
that's
all
cool.
look kind of bad.
Oh.
And
Damn.
the only difference is that they get like a new super move.
Uh-huh.
And some of them are pretty good. Like, Ryuji gets the ability to put charge on the whole team. So everyone's next physical attack does over 2.5.
Wow.
It costs 90 SP, though.
Holy cow.
These are big cost moves.
Right, yeah.
Like, Yusuke, I think he gets attack, evasion, and defense up for the whole team. I think An got, like colossal fire damage to all opponents or some shit like these are big moves.
Mm-hmm.
Like some shit like that. But yeah, their designs are kind of lame. And the whole sequence to get it is kind of cheesy, but fuck it, whatever. Because all you need to do is you need to have them maxed out, like rank 10, and then you need to hang out with them one more time in the 3rd semester.
Really? That's all?
That's it.
Oh.
Well, by that point, you have 1 dungeon left, so it's like, fuck it, get it done.
Now, with the, all the social links, were there certain confidants which you didn't max out?
Surprisingly, without a guide, I did not take a guide into this. I got almost all of them maxed out.
Nice.
This game gives you so many opportunities to do that. It's obscene how easy this game makes everything. There were points where I was like, yeah, this is kind of baby mode, but fuck it, it's fun. I didn't max out. I didn't do Oya because I just don't care about her, and her abilities suck. It's not worth my time.
They still suck?
Oh yeah, they suck. Palace levels are stupid. The only difference is, now with palaces, every time you enter, you start at 40%.
Really?
Yeah, so you have to do a couple battles to lower it. So it kind of wants you to do hers to make it less awful, but if you just sneak and attack like 3 people, you're good.
Okay,
I never noticed the difference until like the second or third dungeon. I didn't finish Shinya the Gamer Kid. And I didn't do the politician because I forgot about him again. I didn't even start him.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he has pretty good abilities too.
Yeah, his is the Shadow Negotiations.
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
Oh.
And then by the time I got close to it, I was like, fuck. Because I looked up, I was like, can I do this? And I was like, no, he is one of the only ones with a specific deadline.
Right, yeah.
So
Because after the elections, he kind of pieces.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck. Yeah, there's no point even starting it at that point. But other than that, I think I got them all.
Is this a game that you would consider doing New Game Plus on, or are you just like done forever?
I'll replay it eventually. I absolutely will. Especially now that I have all my I have all my social stats maxed out. Like guts, knowledge. Yeah. So I want to see like how easily I can just fucking max out all the social links and everything now, since I can start them from the get-go.
Right, yeah, one thing that bothered me about the original Persona 5 is that early game, there were like a couple, like, you know, interactions which required like super high levels.
Eli, the gun store.
Yeah.
That's the one that always sticks out in my head. That's still the same.
Yeah.
But I'd say the game gives you... I don't remember if the original was like this, but there's a lot of opportunities to get like social points. And you have more options now because you can do stuff in LeBlanc even after going to the dungeon.
Yeah.
So you can get little points here and there, and your
That's
time
probably
is
one of
not
the best
wasted.
Changes.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
The stupid fucking cat fucks off most of the game.
Thank God. Kill the meme.
It's pretty bad.
Is Big Bang Burger still like the place to be for like?
They make it even better.
Oh really?
If you go at nighttime, it only costs 500 yen.
Yeah.
Was it like that in the original? I don't remember.
It's been forever.
I really don't remember at all. But yeah, Big Bang Burger. You go every once in a while just to boost your guts and shit.
Yeah.
And you are cash money. It gives you so much.
Are there any other vacation type events, or is it pretty much the same?
They have like a garbage day thing that you don't really do anything, but that's basically just to introduce New Girl.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of lame.
I guess what I'm getting at here is what's the like percentage of new content versus old content?
I would say like 15.
Okay.
It's mostly gameplay changes. The new story stuff is there, so that takes up like what? That's a 9th dungeon. So yeah. So like all that, maybe 20. I'd say maybe 20, but it is a hard sell for people who've played the original game. I would say that. If you really want to replay the game, you don't mind spending the money, yeah, absolutely go for it.
Now, here's something, maybe a little bit of a debate to get into. So, remake versus remaster. Is this game a remake or is it a remaster?
Remaster.
A remaster.
Absolutely. Okay. This is a remaster. This is the PS4 version of Persona 5. Because Persona 5, if you remember, is a PS3 game.
Right.
It launched on PS3 as well. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was better in every way on PS4, but this was a PS3 game that they've been cooking for years. This is the PS4 version of the game.
Now, when we talk about a remake, so what I think about a remake, I think a story change, I think of visual changes, mostly story changes, I think, when it comes to a remake.
I think... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh, okay. When I think of remake, I think of just building the game from the ground up.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ff7 Remake. That is a remake. That is not... That game barely resembles the original. It uses the same characters, story set, and places, but it's basically a new game.
Yeah, right.
Resident Evil 2 Remake, that's another good example. That game exists like its own thing. But Persona 5 Royal is not. Like, I struggled to find changes sometimes. I was like, is that new or is that in the original? I don't remember.
Right.
Yeah,
so
it's the same game.
Okay. So by that logic, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Yeah.
By that logic, it would be a remake, not a remaster.
I see. That's where Xenoblade is a weird one. After I've probably put I'd say 20 some hours in already. I think it's a remaster. I really do.
Yeah, but they had to build the game back up. You can't just port the Wii game into Switch.
Did they, though?
I'm pretty sure they would have had to remake the game.
Because
from
when
scratch.
I play this game, and this is going to sound horrible.
No, go on.
When I play this game, all I can think of when I look at these models and animations is Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2. Because these animations are so stinted and weird, and Xenoblade 2 didn't look like this. I am almost positive that this is a remaster where they took the original game and just gave it a fresh coat of paint and quality of life changes. Because if you look at the animations, especially in cutscenes, where not like the big cutscenes where it's like, because there's the spoken cutscenes and then there's the actual cutscenes. I don't know what to call them, how to separate them because they look pretty similar. Where they have the text boxes on the outside, little borders. Those ones where they're spoken. If you see characters turning and moving, they're very stiff. And the best example I could think of is when you're in Colony 9 and the colonel or whatever the general guy. Remember he's yelling at those two soldiers.
Square Stash.
Yeah, that guy. You remember when he was yelling at the two soldiers because they crashed the thing into the house, the big mech? He was on a 3-second animation loop, and it looked like a PS2 game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna deny that the animation is definitely definitely a little bit dated.
Yeah,
but...
and that's why I'm I don't think this was built from the ground up. I don't think it was.
So you're saying this is like a port?
It's Xenoblade Chronicles for the new 3DS was a port. This is a remaster. They touched things up, they changed stuff, they added some quality of life issues or fixes, and they just streamlined a lot of issues that the original game had. I think this is a remaster. Okay,
it's interesting because when I think of what you were saying earlier about Ff7 Remake or Resident Evil 2 Remake,
yeah,
the feel of those games are totally different from the originals, right?
Yeah.
And when I play this game, it just feels like, Xenoblade. The experience feels pretty much identical to when I played it on the 3DS.
Really?
And probably... Yeah, I mean, it honestly feels the same to me.
Okay.
Of course, we have quality of life changes, and, the game looks obviously nicer than on the 3DS
It looks
screen.
a lot better.
Yeah. And just how you have like all these quest markers now all over the place, so you don't have to just go in circles or look up guides. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But the experience itself feels identical, which isn't bad. I love the game. I've sunk in, man, I don't even know how many hours I've sunk in. Probably like 30 some hours or something. Or 40. I don't know. Like I've been playing this game hard since Friday.
It's fantastic.
I'm
having so much fun with it.
Yeah. But I think technically I don't think this is a port. I'm pretty sure they had to remake this.
I don't know. And if they came out and said they, like, from the ground up remade this, I would honestly be kind of disappointed because, like, if you're going to remake it from the ground up, they could have, you know, like, built some, like, fixed some animations, fixed some other stuff. But there's a lot of moments where, like, it feels very, like, oh yeah, this was a Wii game. It doesn't feel like, oh, this is a brand new Nintendo Switch game at some points. But, I mean, I still like it. Like, it's good. Like, I don't want it to sound like I don't like the game because of this.
Yeah.
I just, I get a very big, like, this was on the Wii feeling when I play this game. And I didn't get that when I played X. When I played X, I felt like, yeah, this is a Wii U game. This was the new cutting edge thing at the time.
Right.
When I play this, I'm like, yeah, this feels kind of... It almost... I won't say dated, but, like, it feels like it's from a different era.
No, yeah, I agree. Because, like I said, like, the experience feels identical. Gameplay, experience-wise, it feels like the same thing to me. So I would lean on the side of remaster, but for the technical work, I think that was involved to produce this, I think would err more on the side of a remake.
Potentially. There's I think there's an argument to be made there. Like, P5R is a good example because they did improve visuals in that game. Background, there's more NPCs with, like, actual faces and models and everything. There's little UI elements that got, like, little visual effects added. It got obviously quality of life changes based upon, like, what people didn't like in the first one, the original. So I kind of compare it to that in a lot of ways, except this is obviously a much bigger jump because it's been 10 years. This game is very different. The hardware, as opposed to 3.
Right.
But, yeah. I don't know.
It's kind of in a weird middle ground.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, because Nintendo hasn't made a deliberate statement on whether it's a remake or a remaster. They've simply claimed that the game has been quote unquote reborn. So
Definitive
take
Edition
that as you will.
It's a stupid fucking name. That's a dumb name. Why not call it like? Well, why would they call it Definitive Edition?
Yeah, why not Xenoblade Chronicles Deluxe?
Even that's better. Adding back all that cut content is cool, and I think that's awesome because that's what warrants a game purchase. Like Resident Evil 1 remake on the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
That game is near identical to the first game, to the original Resident Evil 1, but it's very clearly built from the ground up because all the characters and animations are just completely, like, they blow the original out of the water. They added cut areas. They added all kinds of new shit. And, like, if you look at them side to side, you go, yeah, it's a weird conversation because it's like, okay, this looks like a remaster because, again, the game is near identical. But, like, if you look at them side by side, you're like, no, this can't be the same as the PS1 game. It's a weird conversation. I don't know.
Yeah, especially how we have, like, different tiers of, like, remakes and remasters, especially with Final Fantasy VII Remake setting kind of like a new bar.
Yeah. of splitting people.
Yeah.
I gotta play that game. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, I'm so torn because I don't know if I want to play that game or if I just want to play the original.
I know, because I know myself, and I will not like the original's gameplay. I kind of hate turn-based RPGs. And
yeah.
Final Fantasy, I hate random encounters above anything else. They're the worst thing in video games ever. I hate them. But it's Final Fantasy VII, and I know they've changed a lot in this new one. So I'm like, well, because a lot of people don't like the new story or the way they portray the characters at all. So I'm like, do I want to ruin that experience or what? I don't know.
Right. I've heard, not that I've only played maybe like 5 hours of the original before, I don't know, just moving on to something else for whatever reason. But I know a criticism of the remake is that Tifa and Aerith.
They finally just said, fuck it, her name is Aerith.
Cool. That they behave too similarly.
Yeah, Aerith got like a big change in this one, which I think kind of works because she's always been kind of bland. Yeah, I could see that because, yeah, I could see it. The more I think about it, like, yeah, I understand.
That's like the big criticism I've heard.
I've heard a lot of people just don't like what they did with Cloud, and they haven't liked Cloud since the original Final Fantasy VII.
Really?
Yeah, because Cloud in the original is a weird character where he's kind of a dumbass, and he's snarky, but not. He's not really edgy in that game. He's not like he's
okay.
kind of like he cracks jokes that nobody likes, and like all that kind of stuff. Like he's a weird kind of character, but everything post Final Fantasy VII, especially once Advent Children came out.
Oh right, yeah.
And Tetsuya Nomura got his hands on that. Everything after that has been Cloud just being an edgelord, a mysterious edgelord, and basically being a new character. And so I've heard mixed opinions on the new one because they're saying he's kind of a good middle ground. Because at least when I played the demo, I was actually very pleased with it because Cloud is an edgelord, but the game and the characters, like, they make fun of him for being an edgelord. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I think that's what completely makes a character like that work. Like Noctis in 15. Noctis is a fucking edgelord, but
yeah,
the other 3 in your team are just like, dude, shut the fuck up. What is wrong with you?
Right.
And you get all those goofy moments in 15, obviously, that kind of break down that persona. Like, Noctis loves fishing, and no matter how serious and edgy he is, it's nice to see him, like, just obsess over something dumb like fishing. Like, he loves fishing. It's obscene.
Yeah,
and
it's to the point where I think in his Tekken trailer, he was fishing.
Yeah,
right?
he was fishing, yeah. It's fucking funny. And that's what makes a character like that work, in my opinion. So, I don't know how the rest of Ff7 Remake plays out, but at least, this is coming from a guy who hasn't played the original. If they make it like that for Cloud, I'll consider it good. That's fine by me.
Yeah, I'm more so concerned that if I pick it up now, I'm going to have to wait like 5 years.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be at least 3 years before Part 2 comes out.
For the sequel, which I think might be actual torture.
And that is probably only going to cover about half the game.
I know, yeah.
Because apparently this ends when they leave Midgar, which is like the first like 4 or 5 hours of
which is like
original
nothing.
Game.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the fuck they're planning on this.
I just hope this doesn't turn out to be another Kingdom Hearts 3 situation.
I mean, it was pretty close. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a special one because that game... Nomura is a madman, and I love the things he makes, but I also hate that man. But Kingdom Hearts 3 just got bogged down by multiple things because he was working on Final Fantasy, and then that kind of blew up, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 kept getting pushed back because he was making other games, and it just compounded into a mess to where he didn't get the full development time on 15 or Kingdom Hearts 3, so they both kind of ended up in this weird, like, amalgamation state of what they could have been. I'm interested to see what he does in the future. I mean, obviously his time is going to be spent on Ff7 Remake Part 2 and all that.
Do you think it's going to be called Part 2?
Remake
Ff7
Part 2 is
Remake
such a
Part
dumb
2.
fucking name. They should have called it... Well, calling this Final Fantasy VII Remake was... I'd almost call it, like, false advertising.
Yeah.
Because
this is only like a fifth of the game.
Yeah, this is Part 1.
Yeah.
They should have called it, like, Final Fantasy VII Remake Midgar or something like that if they didn't want to... They don't want to do anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
well.
I think the name is a bit uninspired.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's very in line with most of Nomura's games in the past 15 years.
Uninspired?
I wouldn't say uninspired, but like, yeah, this is funny anime game.
Oh, okay.
Whereas,
Gotcha.
I wouldn't even call the original Final Fantasy VII an anime game. Yeah, it has anime, like, designs and art style, but, like, I wouldn't call it that. When I think of an anime game, I think of... I don't know, I just think of, like, a crazy sci-fi game. Even though Final Fantasy is, like, the weird Japanese... It's the Japanese JRPG.
Dragon Quest.
And Dragon Quest, but nobody talks about Dragon Quest over here.
Right, that's true.
Dragon Quest is big in Japan, and only Japan.
Yeah. Although, 11 sold 1 million copies over here.
That's fantastic.
That's pretty big, yeah, for the franchise.
I played a lot of Dragon Quest as a kid, but I was always really bad at it because I was a dumb baby and I didn't understand it. And it wasn't Pokemon, so it wasn't an easy RPG I could just breeze through.
Oh man, Dragon Quest 11 was a fucking blast. I put over 200 hours in that game.
God damn. I gotta play it. I really do.
Yeah, it's so good, dude. I promise you will have fun. It's so much fun.
I don't know. I might be turning my opinion around on RPGs. Because I've always hated turn-based RPGs. Despite Persona 4 being my favorite game for quite a few years now, I've always kind of had a distaste for turn-based RPGs because I think they're fucking annoying and slow and sluggish. And they just do a lot to waste the player's time. But after playing P5 twice, I played P3, and all that, and all these other RPGs. Like, Xenoblade is a good example, too. Like, that game is fucking long. It's slow at a lot of points, too. But, I don't know. I'm starting to turn around. I restarted Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, and I fucking got really annoyed with that game the first time I played it. But now that I'm, like, sitting down and really paying attention to how the game, like, works, I'm actually enjoying it quite a lot. That game has random encounters. So, I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe my opinion's changing. Instance combat is always better, though. Instance is, like, just the better way to go. It's objectively better.
I mean, honestly, like, we're looking at, not to bring it back up again, but, finally Pokemon is starting to get on that bandwagon, too.
Yeah. Took them forever.
Yeah.
If only the game looked good to support it.
Well, moving on. Let's not bog down the podcast with more Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Forget Pokemon. Move on to the Megami Tensei series, everyone. It's basically Pokemon, but it's been better for years.
What is that? The one you're playing right now? What platform is it on?
Nocturne is a PS2 game.
Oh, wow.
It is
so
technically
old.
Shin Megami Tensei 3. And it is obscenely hard. It is very difficult.
When did, at what point in the Shin Megami series did Persona come out of?
Persona... Okay. It's a weird story. I'll try to sum it up quick. The Megami Tensei has like 1 million spin-offs. And there's all kinds of series like Devil Summoner, Digital Devil Saga, Devil Survivor. Like, these are all Shin Megami Tensei spin-offs. Mainline,
those are spin-offs. Oh
yeah,
my God.
There's technically 5 mainline games. But those games are closer to traditional SMT than Persona is. But there was a game called Shin Megami Tensei If. I believe it was on the Super Nintendo. It never came to America, but it was like set in a high school setting, and it was very character driven, and that's what Persona was spawned out of. And so
Wow, okay.
Persona 1 I think came out in 97 for the PS1.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't... Wow.
Oh yeah, no. Persona, and it's not 1 and 2 are nothing like 3 through 5. They're completely different games.
Right, yeah, I know that much, yeah.
Yeah, then Persona 2 Part 1 I think came out in 99, and Part 2 came out in 2000, I think. Those games are fantastic, by the way. Play Persona 2. That game's great. Like, I'd argue it's probably my second favorite, second or third. But yeah, after that, they took a break for like, 5-6 years, and they basically restarted the franchise with Persona 3. And those are the games we see now, like the visual novel-esque dating sim turn-based combat games. But yeah, so these games have been around for a long time. In fact, Megami Tensei predates Pokemon as the...
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it was like the first like monster capture game, as far as I know. Yeah, I'm gonna try to work my way through a bunch of them because I like these games and I wanna see what else they have to offer, because most people who play SMT games, they put Persona at like mid-tier games.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, these games are good, but they're not... Like, the one I always hear is Devil Survivor, Nocturne, and I think Digital Devil Saga 1. Like, I hear people really, really like those games.
Okay,
oh, and Strange Journey. Strange Journey, too.
Okay. I'll have to give those a try. Persona is apparently mid-tier.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend playing more Persona games before going to that, because it's a big adjustment. You don't get your downtime to hang out with people, so, like, there's a lot of times where the game's just very tense, and like, fuck, I gotta figure out what I'm doing. I don't want to waste steps and waste time here, because I might get into another thing of combat where I just die. Like, early game, they will spawn, like, 7 enemies against you in a single battle, and just fucking kill you. They do not care. So, yeah, I would recommend playing, like... Because you've only played P5, right?
Yeah, I've only played P5.
I would recommend playing at least 3 and 4 before going back to those.
Yeah, you're right.
P3,
Yeah, I don't know. Do I really want to touch P3?
Play Portable if you're going to play it. I made the mistake of playing FES, and that game is rough. I shouldn't have played FES. I really shouldn't have. But Portable has a lot of quality of life changes that just make it nicer.
I do want to mention real quick.
Go ahead.
Looking on My Nintendo News,
Oh boy.
that Mega Man Battle Network is their 20th anniversary is coming up in 2021, so next year. And that Capcom is apparently listing for what is it? It's currently looking to create numerous merchandise lines and special events for the anniversary. So I'm hoping that next year we will finally get the announcement of our collection.
No.
If it would ever happen, it
a
would
collection?
happen next year.
Maybe. We might get a collection. We'll get 2 collections because, of course.
Because we got, I'm not sure if... I think we got up to, like, 3 on the Wii U.
Battle Network games?
Yeah, I think
like
the
ports?
first 3. Yeah, ports on the Wii U. Yeah, and we didn't get... I'm pretty sure we didn't get 4, 5, or 6.
What's the, like, the spiritual successor series that was on DS? What are those games called?
Star Force.
Star Force. Those games are close enough, right? Like...
To Battle Network?
Or are they, like, completely different? Am I just getting it wrong?
It's... similar.
Okay.
Like, Battle Network, like, has the 3x3 grid, right?
Yeah.
Star Force kind of simplifies it, where you just have a one column to work with, and you move, left or right.
Okay.
And kind of like the battle chip selection thing has been kind of like it's pretty simplified. compared to Battle Network, which is
Okay.
unfortunate in my opinion.
Are they still good games? Did you play them at
Yeah,
all?
I enjoyed them, but
It is what it is.
yeah, it it hit a little bit different, not in a good way. It was similar, but
Didn't
it was
quite
lacking
scratch
the
the itch.
magic. Yeah,
How
because
many-
you went from Battle Network 6, which again had like the dual versions following kind of like the Pokemon formula,
Mhm.
where you had you had a lot of forms in that game. You had like 6, I think it was like 6 or 5, what was it, crosses, and then you had the Cyber Beasts in that game, Bowser and Gregor, depending on your version. So you could also beast out into that Cyber Beast form, and then you could combine it with a crossover form. So you'd have like 12 different forms in each game, whereas like in the first Star Force game, which was actually divided up into 3 versions, you would only have one form per version.
Okay. I really need to play these games. I really do.
yeah, no.
That was like my first exposure to Mega Man back in the day. Was watching the Battle Network cartoon. That shit was cool.
Yeah, I mean, for like all Zoomers, Battle Network was like the Mega
Shut
Man.
up. Shut up.
I mean, it's true, dude.
I know, but shut up.
I know.
Mega Man X
I mean-
stay winning,
Yeah.
except
We-
for
we
half
gotta-
the games.
Yeah, actually. I still need to get my review up. It's just like
Did you finish them
college
all?
finals just kind of like detracted me from
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, I know.
And now like Xenoblade came out, so I'm like playing
I don't
that.
care about video. I want to play video game.
Yeah, I want to play video game.
Your ape brain activated.
But yeah, I'm probably not going to play X5 through X8.
Oh my god, you're only halfway through them.
I'm not playing through X5 to completion. I'm just not doing it.
I thought X5 was the one out of that people liked, or was it X6?
No, I think it was X8. I think it was the last one.
I thought people
where,
hated
like-
7 and 8. Aren't those the 3D ones with Axel?
No, I think that it's 6 and 7, which
Oh.
are the 3D ones.
I have no idea.
And then I think 8 they start returning back the form, but like by then it's too late. Yeah.
We need a new X game. I swear to God. If Mega Man 11 can come out, then we can have X9.
I don't know. Like, when did Mega Man 11 come out? They have to be
Wasn't that
working on
last
something
year?
else.
I'm pretty sure
Was
it was
it
last year.
God, this 2018.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, September 2018.
Okay.
So it's been a little while. So if they're working on a Mega Man title, then it's got to be in, I don't know. Well, they actually just came out with the Zero collection.
Yeah, but
I think just in February. So
yeah, that was earlier this year.
yeah.
I don't know, man. If the
So
Battle
I don't
Network
know.
games,
Yeah.
if they come out, it should be one collection. Let's be real. This 2 collection shit is stupid.
I hope. It's just the thing with Battle Network is that starting at 3, you have the games divided into 2 versions. And then there was also Double Team DS, which was a kind of like a DS-ish port on the DS, which contained both versions on one, cartridge. And it had a lot of extra features too. It was actually really cool. Although they probably wouldn't include that on a collection. Although maybe they would. Because it's just definitively better than the original versions.
Now, did like the Star Force games, they use and like the game you're talking about, do they use the DS's like touchpads like a bunch?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Shit,
Star
that's
Force
gonna
used
make
it a lot.
That's gonna make it
Yeah.
hard.
That for a Star Force collection, I'm not sure if it's even possible.
It's like
ugh.
the world ends with you. That game had a fucking confusing ass control scheme and everything, but it was a DS game and it used the touchpad like to its entirety. And I heard a lot
Yeah.
of people who played the Switch port, Switch remaster. They're like,
Which
yeah.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I played it to completion.
Oh, really? What'd you think?
I
haven't.
thought I controlled like shit, but nope. I used my finger the whole time. I didn't have a stylus. So, like, maybe that's a little bit on me.
Yeah, I heard people said the DS was just, even though the controls were fucking shitty and weird, it's better on the DS. That's an Omura game, so what do you think about that?
That's right, yeah, that is an Omura game. The story was cool, but gameplay-wise, I wasn't super feeling it. There were some cool things about it, though. But mostly what really nagged me is that in order to evolve your badges, which are basically like your attacks and your special techniques, there are two ways to do it. So one way is to collect battle experience, and the other way is to collect like standby points. And standby points can only be collected by not playing the game. So essentially what you have to do is close out of the game, and then if you wanted to do it quote-unquote legit, you would just wait for hours until you would get enough standby points so that you could evolve. Or what you do is change the date and time in your Switch.
Like Animal Crossing.
Yeah, you'd be a time traveler.
Oh,
and, before
you know
Animal
why
Crossing
that's
happened.
a thing? Because it was a DS game. You just shut the lid.
Yeah.
And they wanted you like, yeah, you're traveling, put it on, leave it on, shut the lid, get some fucking points. Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah, so it made me absolutely hate the game. And in the original DS version, there was a third experience called, I think it was like Friendship Points, which I think aligned with like the Street Pass functionality with the DS. But in the Switch version, they just combined Friendship and Standby into like just one Standby experience. So it was less to manage with, but there was no real way outside of looking at guides online to figure out what kind of experience you needed. Because like some badges would require, I think some would require mixed experience, while others would require majority battle or majority standby. But for battle particularly, that would be a lot of grinding to do. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to look online to see how to evolve these badges. Because the game seemingly did not give you any hints as to how to evolve it. And I just didn't want to grind all over again if I screwed up. So it was the mechanic where you can't play the game in order to progress that really irked me. Yeah, and that and just like how janky it was at times. Since particularly since I was using my finger. I mean, it could have been better with the stylus, I don't know, but it was alright, but it wasn't like the holy grail that a lot of people hyped it up to be.
It has a big cult following.
Yeah.
Which, from one look at that game, I'm like, yeah, this is a cult game. This is for people who like this kind of shit.
Yeah. It definitely came from the Pokemon Ranger era.
Yeah, man. Don't bring that up. Don't bring up Ranger.
We're never getting those games again.
I know.
Yeah.
Even if it was on Switch, it would fucking play like shit.
100%. Yep. And with how bad the online is, you couldn't even do any of the fun co-op stuff.
You can't even emulate those games properly.
Yeah.
It's not the
same. And Pokemon
same.
doesn't even do sprite work anymore. They're all crappy 3D models now.
Play Megami Tensei, everyone.
Yeah. Ugh. Man, that just makes me really depressed, actually.
I really like Pokemon Ranger. Those games are fun as shit.
Yeah, it was, again, like a time when Pokemon was willing to branch out with the IP.
There were so many spin-offs at that point.
Yeah, I'm so sad I didn't pick up on Conquest. I would have actually really liked that game. since it was Fire Emblem Pokemon.
I wished I had a fucking GameCube and I could have played Pokemon Coliseum.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
I need to play that.
Yeah, yeah, I played the Wii spin-off version Battle Revolution, I think.
That was the one with Palkia and Dialga on the cover, right?
Yeah.
That game's pretty good. I did play that one.
Yeah. Although what I didn't like is that you needed to like import your like Pokemon onto it. So it was just like extra like difficulty to actually like I couldn't even play the game when I first got it because I just didn't have any Pokemon.
I think Coliseum is a lot more in the lines of like a regular like RPG, like
right.
A lot of people to talk to, all that kind of stuff. Fuck, I miss Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, Stadium.
Those games are cool.
Those games Revolution's basically just a battle simulator.
Mm-hmm.
With 3D models.
They look pretty cool, though. I'll admit it.
Yeah, and better animations than what we have now.
Better models than what we have now.
Yeah. But again, this isn't about Pokemon. This podcast isn't about Pokemon ranting.
I know.
Even though we always circle back to it.
It's beating a dead horse. It was beating a dead horse before we fucking started the podcast because we've been talking about this for months. But it just upsets me because I can only imagine how you feel because Pokemon's even bigger with you than it was me. But man, I fucking loved Pokemon.
You know, something that I've actually like picked up a little bit is miniature painting.
Huh? What?
You're like doing a double take.
Oh, what?
That was a long pause.
Hold on. I mean, odd transition, but all right, let's go.
Well, just to get us off of this, but there's a reason why. Because on top of that, right? Miniatures. Because I'm a big D&D guy. So I'm like,
you meant figures. Oh my god, I'm stupid.
Wait, what did you? What were you thinking?
My brain completely forgot that, like, minifigures are called miniatures. And I was just like, I thought you were just making like small paintings. I was like, all right, I don't know why I just don't do a big one, but whatever.
Small paintings on like a Post-it note?
I guess like some just like those small little like 4x4 canvas things.
Okay.
I don't know. Sure. I thought it was weird, but I was like, all right, fuck
painting it. At that point.
You got your hobbies. I ain't gonna judge.
Miniature painting is basically just 3D coloring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fucking cool. I've seen some fucking sick shit coming out of that.
Yeah. So I've started getting into it a little bit. I've only painted like 3 figures so far. I'll get back onto it after I'm done with Xenoblade. But I thought it would be cool because miniatures, they can kind of like rack up in price. Yeah, especially when you're starting to get to the more detailed ones. There was a like Minotaur one that I got, which was like $12, and that's just like one figure. Then compounded over years and years and years of hobbying, that would be a lot of money. So I'm thinking that I can invest into like a 3D printer.
That's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah.
If it's something that you really, really want to get into, I'd say, the 3D printer is the way to go. Do they have 3D printers at school you can use?
Yeah, but like, I don't even think I'm going to be going back to school for the fall, possibly. Given world circumstances that we can't talk about on YouTube.
That's good.
Yeah. But so I've been doing some research on it. They're actually not that expensive. You can actually get a pretty like decent one for like $200.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there are 2 different kinds of 3D printers on the market right now. So there are FDM printers, which are the ones that you usually think about with 3D printing, where you lay a line and you stack a line, and
Yeah.
those are the ones that you'd have at like universities or tech places or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The other version that's gotten a lot more cheaper in recent times is the resin printers. So resin printers, yeah, it's basically a liquid plastic printer using UV lighting to solidify that plastic to make a figure, and the detail is actually a lot better than for an FDM printer.
Yeah, so you need like a high end FDM printer if you want it to be. If you're looking at like precision based stuff, you want a really expensive one.
So for like miniatures, which for like D&D, it would be like a 1-inch, diameter base figure, which is maybe like 2 or 3 inches tall, if that. So like a resin printer is gonna get you a lot of that detail that you would otherwise lose out on with an FDM printer. So that's probably what I'm gonna invest in, especially because I'm gonna be working at my internship this summer.
Yeah,
making some money.
Some fat stacks, bro.
Making some
get your dough.
Stacks. Yeah, invest into a nice resin printer, and there's all sorts of files online. Like I know the 5e like monster manual. There's like free files of all the monsters.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
Yeah. Which would super pay out. It would buy itself back immensely within just like a month of use.
Yeah, no, that'd be fucking cool, dude.
And on top of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if, because again, like Xenoblade has kind of like halted all my progress on all my other hobbies, but after Xenoblade, in a post-Xenoblade world, I can start learning some Blender, so that I could actually maybe one day start making some miniatures.
I thought that's what you were working on.
Yes.
I gotta learn Blender. It looks so fucking cool.
Yeah, no, it's a lot different from like CAD Inventor.
Mm-hmm.
Like super different. You probably wouldn't even be able to like figure out how to pan the camera. Just all the keystrokes are completely different. So
oh my God.
You definitely have to like relearn the program.
That's fine. I barely remember how to use AutoCAD anyway.
But yeah, so I would honestly really like one day to be able to like make miniatures for like my favorite like franchises. So I'm like, maybe one day I could start making like Pokemon miniatures or like Digimon miniatures.
Shouldn't have said that. You should not have said that.
Yeah.
Fucking Nintendo's gonna come break your kneecaps for saying that.
Don't worry, dude. I'm gonna blur this all out. They won't know. they won't know.
Yeah.
So that's why I brought it up. I was like,
that's
sick.
Sick.
That'd be super dope.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Pokemon merch could get fucking expensive.
Oh yeah.
And I hate most of the figures that you can get for anything in the West fucking sucks. I hate a lot of them. I don't like Funko Pops.
Oh God, I hate Funko Pops.
There's a couple that I like. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's nice. But the overwhelming majority, I'm just like, ew, why?
Yeah, it's no substitute.
Nendroids are fucking cool, but they're expensive.
Nendroids, yes. Especially in the West.
Oh, they're fucking obscene. I really want that Jack Frost Nendroid. I keep not buying it because it looks fucking cool, but I don't really.
How much is that? Like $80?
I think it was like anywhere from 60 to 80 last time I checked.
Yeah.
But it's been a while, so expensive. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably even more expensive now.
I know. But they're so nice looking.
I know. It sucks.
Dynamic poses, all that shit. Fuck.
It's actually kind of amazing that, like, amiibos are as cheap as they are.
That's because... You remember what they looked like when they came out, bro?
Oh, yeah. Well, of course I know. Yeah. The quality's definitely improved over time.
That's because they don't have to basically throw them at people anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't give a shit about amiibos anymore, so they're coming at a decent rate.
Yeah, I have all of the amiibos besides Isabel, which I have on pre-order.
That's not out yet?
Restocked. No, it's out. It's a pre-order for a restocking.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But is that including all the new characters out of Ultimate minus the DLC
characters have? Oh yeah, it's everything that's been out for Smash.
Have they announced amiibos for DLC?
No, there's been no word on that.
It's probably gonna be tough.
Yeah, that's my assumption. It's just licensing issues, which would be unfortunate. I think like a Joker amiibo would be pretty sick.
That would be cool, provided it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I liked amiibo, but I'm glad with the ones I got. I don't need any more.
Yeah. Hey, I could maybe print you a NES amiibo.
Okay, I needed one more.
Of these days.
I wanted a NES amiibo.
Yeah.
I know I can just buy one right now, probably. They're probably not even expensive anymore. But I'm good. I'll just sit there and wallow, you know?
Right. Yeah, you could get one for like $20.
That's not
eBay.
bad. They're like 13 at launch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all. I thought it was gonna be super expensive.
I remember they were like $100+ a couple years ago.
Yeah, things got out of hand.
Well, it's the same.
I remember back in the day when the Samus with like the double arm cannons was like a thing.
Oh yeah,
and people were going nutty over it. Yeah, and all sorts of like.
I want something like that too. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Well, fuck a hand, double cannon.
I think there was also like news at one point how like Amiibo were supposedly like bypassing like Metro.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Metro scanners. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was real.
Pull out my motherfucking Mario.
Yeah.
Mario says commit fraud.
No, that'd be Yoshi.
That's right. My bad.
That would be Yoshi.
Absolute buffoon. I had it right there. There.
Yep.
And I fucked it up.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm disappointed in myself right now. It was right there. It was.
Oh, did you hear about that game which like originally was like charging like $1 per match or something?
What the fuck? Why does that sound familiar?
God, let me find it. $1 per match game. What was it?
Dollar Shave Club.
Dollar Shave Club, yes. Affordable razors. I think it was like a super old battle royale. Way before like Fortnite.
And they charge people to play per game.
Yeah, Young covered it. Let me see if I can't find it.
Damn.
But yeah, there was a first version, and then it had a lot of problems, and the devs decided to just like stop production on it. Wait, the culling? Is it the culling?
The culling! Oh yeah, I forgot about that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that shit died super hard. Oh, I forgot. Whoa. Holy shit. Damn.
Yeah.
That shows a lot. I know that people could, like, when that game launched, people couldn't get into the fucking match because they wouldn't have enough players. At least the second one.
Yeah, they at one point the like server player base was like single digit.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Okay, wait. The Culling 2 launched July 10th on PS4, PC, and
last year?
Xbox One.
2019?
This would be 2018.
2018, okay.
According to Steam charts, its peak concurrent player base hit 249 shortly after launch. 2 days before Fortnite Season 5 launched. There is still only one player listed as playing the game right now. Whenever that.
That's the dev. That's the dev. He's just sitting there.
That's the dev. Yeah, just sitting there, just thinking about his life in game. Yeah, so that it recently came back and had that whole pay-per match, which you had to pay like $5 to like get the game in the first place.
I don't understand how they could. How do you come to that?
Their like excuse was that they were afraid of server load issues with everyone getting onto the game at once. So they're like, hey, let's just like, money wall gate the
there's definitely
entry.
Server issues because it's dead, shut down. Man, I don't know. I'm interested to see what the next couple battle royales do, because everybody's got to do something a little different, you know. You got to bring in an audience somehow. So
I haven't heard of like anything new recently.
What was that game we played the beta for?
Oh, Spellbreak.
Spellbreak, yeah. Is that out or what?
I don't know. I'm looking on the Discord right now.
I played. I remember liking what we had. It seemed a little unbalanced and needed some fixing, but I remember liking the premises and everything, the basic core.
Let's see. Apparently the beta is still happening, so...
What the fuck? It's been like 2 months.
The last announcement on the Discord server was April 21st.
Ugh.
It was announcing closed beta 2.1. So I guess they're still in the thick of it.
Well, if it makes the game better, I'll take it.
Sure, yeah. But, everything's been put on hold.
Delay it as much as you want, like Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Guilty Gear?
I heard that people didn't like what they were playing.
No, oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, get into it, man. Tell me.
So I played the closed beta for Guilty Gear Strive. I was excited and wary because Arc System's recent track record has been kinda... in my opinion. Like, I don't really like BB Tag. That game has way too much DLC. I don't really like Grand Blue. I haven't played that. I want to play Grand Blue because it looks fun, but it has way too much DLC. I can't even think of what else they've released recently, but they all have like shitty netcode too. So closed beta, I was like, all right, fuck it. It's probably gonna run like shit. Let's see. It has the worst lobby system of any game I have ever played. They changed it, and like the past like 6 or 7 Arc System games, like fighting games, have all had the same lobby system where it's like you run around with a little 3D avatar and you can sit at a cabinet to fight somebody. And it's easy. Makes sense. This shit was terrible. You're in... it's... I don't even know how to describe it. They have like a tower-based thing where based on your skill level, you go up and down, right? Yeah, so like there's like I think it's like 9 sections of the tower, and you go up and down based on your skill level, right? And that makes sense. You want to play against people of your level, rank up, and that would work if it was only for like a ranked mode. However, at least in the beta, that was the only option. And if you wanted to play with your friends, you had to pray to God that you got in the same lobby on the same floor.
Oh, God, that sucks.
Not only that, but instead of being a 3D space, it is a 2D pixel art, like, lobby, like, room. And you have to hold out a weapon and then walk into somebody and hope that the game triggered the right person to initiate a combat a combat invitation with.
Jeez.
It was the laggiest piece of shit I have ever played. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is still on delay-based netcode. This was before they updated it to rollback.
Ugh.
So, it's not super representative. But even beyond just the shitty connections and everything, like it fundamentally needed reworked, because if you won like 2 to 3 matches, like playing against if you somehow got into a lobby with your friends and you somehow won 2 to 3 matches, it would kick you up to the next floor automatically. So then you have to go back and pray that you can get back in the lobby that your friends were in. And it loads like me and my friends had to play in fucking like Pakistan servers just to be able to find a room that was stable enough that we could play in. It was awful.
Jeez, yeah, that sounds terrible.
And it's super bad. As for the gameplay, it's pretty fun. It's Guilty Gear. This game is beautiful. Visually, it's outstanding.
Yeah, visually it looks really good.
Yeah, it's definitely simpler than Xrd, but
yeah, that's also another complaint I'm seeing.
I'm kind of torn because like it's not like, I won't say it's like Dragon Ball FighterZ level simple, but I liked the complexity of Guilty Gear. I always have. I thought it was really fucking cool, just having like 8 million systems in this game, and you got to learn them all, learn the matchups and all that. But I don't know. I don't want the game to be too simple, because then that takes all the fun out of it. That's why I don't really like Dragon Ball FighterZ. I think that game is kind of boring because it's simple. And this is not coming from a guy who's like, I'm not very good at fighting games, like, at all. But I know what I like. And it seems like a lot of people echo that same idea. But the game got delayed to 2021. It's no longer coming out this year. And I'm very pleased with that, because that means that they're probably going to rework the lobby. Because, dude, it's so bad. It was abysmal.
So was the game originally going to come out this year?
It was supposed to come out like the fall to winter this year.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think it has a date or like a time range. They just said 2021. Which I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay. Take as long as they want. Make the game better. Because I love Guilty Gear. I want this to be good.
Yeah, I'm reading a Polygon article, and apparently Strive is supposed to be like a reboot for the franchise.
Guilty Gear's a weird fucking series. Every game is like a reboot or some shit like that. Or because Xrd as a whole was like a reboot reimagining or something, and the plots don't really make sense, and it's pretty much just whatever Daisuke, I think his name's Daisuke Ishiwatari, it's pretty much just whatever he wants to say is canon at that current moment in time.
Yeah.
Like, I remember hearing somewhere that, like, during Xrd, the only canon characters is Soul, Kai, and Dizzy. And Dizzy's a fucking DLC character. She's not even in the fucking game. So,
Nice.
Yeah, no, the lore is weird and all over the place, so I don't know. I kind of just treat them as all their own game.
Gotcha. Yeah. You know, with Arc System's like recent work, I mean, visually, like, the games are pretty top notch.
Oh yeah, Granblue. I thought Granblue was like the prettiest game I've ever seen until they fucking announced Strive.
Right. It's just that mechanically they're kind of like,
it's fighting games are in a weird spot where they're trying to branch out and appeal to these wider audiences. Like, look at Persona 5. The Persona games and the Megaten games are niche-ass series in the West, or at least they were. Persona 5 came out and fucking everybody bought that shit. Because it was just that good. It's like the best example, like a turn-based RPG in years.
And they didn't even need Smash Cloud at that point to like sell.
That's just made it 10 times worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, so people were like, and it brutally just spread by word of mouth. People were like, holy fuck, this game's awesome. You need to check it out.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
And the simplified gameplay, the quality of life changes and all that, it really helped. And being on a platform people can play it on, that's the kicker.
Yeah.
That really kicked off the success of Persona 5. Yakuza Zero is another good example. That game is niche as shit. And it wasn't until Yakuza Zero came out in 2017 here in the West that it started to really pick up because people, again, word of mouth, this game's fucking awesome, you need to check it out. It had the most streamlined, I shouldn't say streamlined, but it had the most conveniences of any Yakuza game to date.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a great story, super fun gameplay, all that kind of stuff. And that's when people are like, yeah, you need to check this shit out. It's great. If I were to go back and recommend like Yakuza 1 or Persona 3 and 4 to somebody, I'd really have to, it'd be a hard sell to get that shit pulled. Because even though those games are great, they're dated and they have all kinds of issues that modern games have just fixed. They are not an issue anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, seeing those games blow up, I think really highlighted how fighting games are... They're talked about and they're known, but nobody plays them or buys them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just a really interesting, like... I don't want to say, like, inconsistency, or... I mean, I don't know. That's just...
I think it comes a lot from the aspect fighting games put a lot on the individual. Like, you need to learn your character and the game, and you will get your ass beat a lot. And a lot of people don't like the feeling of losing. So...
Yeah.
When they play these games, it's like, well, fuck, why did I even bother? This is a fucking waste of my time.
You know what?
It's annoying to get beat up. I get that.
Maybe, like, they just need to outright just abolish, like, the term fighting game. Maybe from here on out, it has to be competitive party game. I think Sakurai was like,
all right, Smash Boy. All right.
I'm just saying, like, there's a reason Smash is super popular.
To be fair, the reason Smash is super popular is because it's Nintendo, and those games.
Granted, yeah,
those games are solid. They're just good games. They're a lot also, like, simpler.
The gameplay is super accessible. Yeah.
Oh yeah, fighting games are not like that. Most of them are not. They're trying to be like BB Tag and Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm not sure about Grand Blue, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like that. So, with Guilty Gear, I think is going to be a tipping point. And I think I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast at all, but I know we've talked about it, I think, at some point, where I think Strive is going to be basically the setup for the next quite a few years of fighting games.
Yeah, I hope it's a change for the better.
Yeah. Well, like, they're doing rollback. Street Fighter 5 did rollback, but they fucked it up and it runs like shit and it's terrible.
Yeah, we did mention this last time.
Yeah. So, Guilty Gear, it's the next, like, big fighting game release. People who play fighting games, like, a lot, they like Guilty Gear, and this is a big one. And since they're trying rollback, and this is going to be... It's going to be simpler than Exerd, like, no doubt. And I don't think that's a bad thing to say. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. As long as it keeps its individuality and there's still a lot you can do. Because that's why I like Guilty Gear so much, because I have so many options that I can use. And I need to learn them and figure out what I want to do with them. If they simplify it too much, it kind of feels like this is the way you have to play. And obviously, like, at higher levels, people have figured out, yeah, this is the best way to utilize this character. This is the best way, like, best matchups and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, but seeing Guilty Gear, I'm trying to think of a way to say this, but Guilty Gear is going to set a precedent here. If it ends up being rollback and good, and netcode's great, and people play it, I think it'll be good. I think they'll take a look and say, okay, yeah, we can do this from now on. But at the same time, if it's good and the game still sells like the same amount it would anyway, the devs will think, why the fuck did we even bother?
Yeah.
It has to sell good. And it has to be good and appeal to a wide audience. The problem is with fighting game fans, I'd say more than anything, if you simplify the game, you are alienating your core audience. Because these are the people who spent countless hours figuring out your game.
It's a slippery slope.
Yes. And it's like, do you appeal to a wide audience just to get people who don't give a shit? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you appeal to your core fan base who are going to continue to praise your game and say, yeah, this is what we want. This is great. They'll tell people about it, say, yeah, you need to check this shit out. But it's going to be a harder sell. And that's where it's going to be a weird line. Because, like, SMT fans kind of hate Persona. They hate how easy the games are now, especially after Persona 4. They hate how streamlined and, for lack of a better term, they hate how popular they've gotten because it's kind of overshadowed SMT and its whole now.
Right.
So, fighting game fans, I think, are in a similar situation. So, Strive is going to be... It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. For lack of a better anything.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to like look up actual data on this, but are fighting game sales are they like declining? Are they like stagnant?
I couldn't tell you, honestly.
Yeah.
But back in the day, like up until Smash Ultimate, Street Fighter 2 was the highest selling fighting game of all time.
Yep.
Which I put an asterisk on that because there's like 10 different versions of Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
They kept re-releasing that shit with new updates and stuff and all that. But back in the day, they were arcade cabinets. And they made money off of people paying your quarters or whatever the fuck, playing for a while till you get your ass beat, put another quarter in. They were indispensable. Not indispensable, but they wanted you to fucking keep putting money into it. Now that they're full releases and you can play as much as you want without paying another dime, it's a different kind of thing. I don't think that they've properly adjusted to how to do it now.
Yeah.
Strive is going to be interesting. That's what I can get out of this.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just looking. I saw like a 2019 sales figure for Street Fighter V, which was like, as of September 30th, 2019, accumulated sales reach about 4 million, making it the third best-selling Street Fighter game on home consoles. But like, I don't know like if like 4 million is.
I mean,
acceptable?
Over 1 million copies of any game is really good.
Yeah.
I remember when Persona 5, they announced that they sold 1 million copies of that shit. I was like, holy shit. What? Especially here in the West. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Nier Automata sold like, I think it was like 2.5 million worldwide. Which was obscene, considering how weird that game is. So, over 1 million copies is a good moniker for like a Japanese game. Over here in the West, we get fucking multi-millions of copies because it's like, at least here, there's a much bigger pool to sell to, and they will buy like whatever Western game they can find, like Call of Duty, fucking Fallout, fucking any of the Elder Scrolls games, like shit like that sells like hotcakes around here. And so they want big numbers like that. And that's why Capcom had those couple years of fucking, we don't know what the fuck to do because we're not making Call of Duty numbers. So, I don't know. I feel like Japanese devs have kind of like figured out like, oh no, we don't want to compete with those numbers. It's just not going to happen. So we should just solidify what we have and make it better, and good things will come.
Yeah, I'm looking at Okay, so this has been updated as of March 31st, 2020. Okay, so these are pretty recent sales numbers from Capcom's website. So Street Fighter V, 4.5 million. It's their 10th best-selling title.
Okay.
So, there's that. Street Fighter 2 is number 6, but this is only for the SNES.
I think
They don't count all the releases.
I think
So on the SNES, there were 6.3. There was what?
There was a plane flying overhead. I think my mic picked up like a ton of it. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I kind of hear it over here.
Yeah.
Too. That's all right. Monster Hunter World, 15.7 million over all the platforms. That's a lot.
It's their highest selling game ever.
Yeah. Followed by Resident Evil 5, which is 7.6. So that's a pretty steep drop off. That's half of what Monster Hunter World sold.
I don't know why Resident Evil 5 sold so much. That game sucks, dude.
Yeah, no, that game sucks. Then it's Resident Evil 6,
which I still don't get because everybody hates that game. I did play a little bit of it. I was gonna stream playing that with Cade for a while. Holy shit, I don't want to do it. It's so bad, dude.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it like years ago, around when it first released, and man, it was not fun.
It's Resident Evil 5 at least has the benefit of playing nearly identical to 4. It's got some changes, but like at its core, it's still pretty. It's a solid-esque combat system. Resident Evil 6 throws that all out the fuck. It just doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it's surprising like how it sold pretty much identically to Resident Evil 5.
Which is it's bizarre to me because a lot of people like the general consensus is that those are some of the worst games in the series.
Yeah. I mean, like Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, again sold about the same at 7.5 million. Then Resident Evil 2 at 6.6.
That's crazy. Resident Evil's a big franchise. I don't think it is. I used to think it was smaller, but no, it's pretty fucking big. That's a heavy hitter.
4 of the 5 games in the top 5 are Resident Evil.
And if we're counting like
huge
all the releases of 4, I'm sure it trumps all of them. Resident Evil 4 has been put on every platform known to man.
What's sad is that DMC5 is at 17 with 3.5 million.
I'll take it, man. That's the best-selling DMC game to date.
Yeah, DMC4 was at 3 million, so...
I assume that's probably including Special Edition. They re-released the game with Special Edition back in like 2015.
Platform PS3, Xbox 360, and DL? What's DL?
I guess it's counting downloads as separate from physical sales.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know.
I guess that's weird.
Oh, maybe that is the base game. Yeah, I'll take it though, because Devil May Cry 5 came out, and a lot of people start fucking talking about that game because it's really good.
Yeah.
God damn it!
So hopefully it'll sell even better.
Capcom got their shit together. They still have some issues, but overall they are on the good uprise.
Yeah, I mean, considering like a lot of their recent games are selling like really well.
Resident Evil 2, DMC5, they're both like hailed by core fans. Like they love those fucking games.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World, I've heard like disputes here and there about like, oh well, some things are they don't like the changes for some things. But the general consensus, even among fans, is that yeah, this game's fantastic.
Yeah, and then Iceborne sold 5.2, putting it at number 7.
Iceborne?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's like, it was advertised pretty well. Like, this is a big fucking game. Get this shit.
I don't know. Yeah, my problems with Monster Hunter World is that just how the whole, like, how you share, like, 3 lives in a team.
It's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's super annoying, especially when you at like higher level.
You can get gimped in a fucking single hit by some random shit.
Yeah, it gets really frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly.
So I'm not sure if I'd be interested in going back to Iceborne. Just to get, like, one hit.
Yeah, but snow levels. Snow levels are always cool.
Yeah, that is a compelling argument.
Can you think of a bad snow level? Because I can't. I probably could if I really sat down and thought about it, but fuck it.
Yeah. Nothing.
I like the snow.
Yeah. Nothing really comes to mind right now. I might have something to say about that later, but right now...
I'm probably entirely wrong, but I don't care. I will stand by this right now.
So let's, EVO Online 2020.
You mean EVO over 2020? EVO is dead.
Yeah. So our online lineup, which is pretty vastly different from the original lineup, is of course we have Street Fighter V, Dragon Ball Fighters, Soul Calibur, Under Night and Birth, Tekken, Samurai Shodown, and Grand Blue. And then there are open online tournaments for Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, Killer Instinct, Them's Fighting Herds,
Them's
and
Fighting
Skullgirls.
Herds. Them's Fighting Herds is fantastic. That game's good.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that, and I was like, huh.
I played that game back when it was still a fucking My Little Pony game.
Yeah?
Did you know about that?
No.
That game was a fan My Little Pony fighting game. And it was fucking cool. Like, they actually, like, got people, like, it was insanely good. And then Hasbro shut that shit down, like, quick. So then they reworked it all into Them's Fighting Herds. And they actually, if I remember, I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure they got, like, actual voice actresses from My Little Pony to fucking voice characters in the game. And it is basically the same thing. It's insane. It's a really solid game. It's pretty fun. But it's got really good netcode. It's got rollback.
Which is why
and
it's
really
online.
Good. You can play it online. It's viable.
Yeah,
All those games have good netcode. MK11, KI, fucking Them's Fighting Herds, Skullgirls. Like, they're all really good to play online. All the regular lineup games are gonna suck shit.
5, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Terrible.
Soul Cal, Tekken.
Soul Calibur is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. I'll take, like, I can kind of get through matches decently. Tekken, it's a big give or take. It really just depends on how strong the connection is. It's still overall just not going to be very good. It's going to be terrible.
Grand Blue, which is still delay based,
it's
right?
It's the same as Dragon Ball.
Yep.
It's kind of suck shit.
I don't know about Under Night or Samurai Shodown.
Sam Show has bad netcode. I don't know how bad, but I know it's bad. Under Night, I don't know. It's a Japanese game, so I'm going to assume it's pretty bad.
Man, Samurai Shodown has really popped off in terms of just
man.
Evo.
Sam Show is fuck. A lot of people like Sam Show. I still need to play it, but I've seen shit and it looks cool as fuck. Because it's Sam Show's a good example of a simplified fighting game that works. Because there's no combos and shit in that game. You get one hit will take it could take a third of your health bar.
Oh, it's an SNK game.
Yeah, okay. SNK makes Sam Show. And that game is all about basically playing mind games with your opponent and baiting out attacks so that you can go in for a hit or something or a parry and all that. And they are quick matches that they're fucking cool. So instead of learning these long combo strings that you want to try to set up to execute, you're looking for you're playing footsies the whole time. You want to bait shit. It's a cool ass game. I really need to play it. It looks fucking fun.
Notably, which it's unfortunate for me personally, Smash Ultimate is not going to be one of the online games at Evo.
Jeez, I wonder why. I wonder why.
But is the netcode really that much poorer compared to some of the other games?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you're
Smash
right.
is unplayable, dude. If I can't sit in my house and play a decent match, what the fuck are they gonna do for an online tournament?
Like I said, I just wanted to see the world burn. I just want Evo Online to just be nothing but buffering and lagging and seeing how the commentators react to it.
It's like all this online stuff is like it's basically like set up by people. It's no like Evo itself. I believe at this point is like actually canceled. Like it's not like they're supporting this. Like yeah, hey, go do this, but it's not part of Evo, like associated with it. As far as I know, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm very excited to see these online tournaments for the games with good netcode, though.
Yeah, because it's going to be so the dates are July 4 and 5, then July 11, 12, 18 to 19, 25 to 26, then 31st to the 2nd.
Okay, so just on the weekends and stuff.
Yeah, for I guess, the major games.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. Maybe.
Evo.
Oh god.
I was really looking forward to watching Evo this year, but I'll make do with this. This will be fun. I wanted to see Marvel 2. I wanted to see some fucking
the
Infinites.
Greatest travesty of this whole thing.
I wanted to see some fucking Infinites, bro.
I hope, assuming everything is okay by summer next year, I hope they bring it back.
I know, but it won't be the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
So it'll lose some of that charm. Oh well.
Yeah, yeah. So how do you feel about like Xenoblade?
It's fucking good. It's really good. It's fantastic. I pretty much haven't put it down except like if I'm not doing like work that I need to get done, I'm playing Xenoblade. It's super good.
How far have you gone?
I am not super far story-wise because I've been doing like every side quest I can. I beat Zord and then I walked through the marsh and I just climbed that tower and that's where I stopped. I'm inside the Bionis now.
Yep. Okay, so we're pretty much at like the same place.
Really? What level are you? I'm probably lower.
I'm at like 32.
Oh shit, that's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah, so we're pretty much like
yo.
Yeah. Yo.
It's good. I'm really enjoying it. In fact, when we're done here, I'm probably just going to go straight back to playing.
I mean, 100% that's what I'm going to be doing.
I had to buy a fucking Pro Controller because the drift was making it unbearable.
Really?
Yeah. And they didn't have any Nintendo Pro Controllers left, so I had to get one of those shitty third-party, whatever they're called. It's working decently because that game doesn't require much. So it's getting me through fine. I can take it.
Nice.
But I'm like, this is a fucking rip-off.
Yeah.
You charge $80 for Nintendo brand Pro Controllers.
I know. It's... Ugh.
And it's borderline false advertising because they put those shitty third-party ones with it, and they have Nintendo like approved and everything on the box. It took me a while to realize, like, oh yeah, this is a third-party one.
Right.
But yeah, it gets me through. It's better than having to tackle the camera every 3 seconds because it keeps trying to aim down because of the fucking drift. And oh my god, it was awful.
Yeah, like I said, you gotta get yourself one of these to like fix your Joy-Con.
Oh yeah, one of those fixing sets. I really need to.
Yeah, I'll fix it like a charm, dude. Played through Mega Man 11, or at least I was trying to play through like the final levels of Mega Man 11 with Joy-Con drift, and I kept on falling into like the pits, so I had to like hold off for like the week or so it took me to get that so that I could fix my Joy-Con and actually beat the game. So yeah, take it from me, like it works. It works. But yeah, man, Xenoblade, great game. Still holds up even though it's my second time playing through the game.
Yeah, I watched the most exposure I had to the original was I watched I think it was Chugga Conroy, play it for a bit, like probably 4 or 5 years ago at this point, and I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And I got through where they leave Colony 9. I was like, yeah, I'm not watching anymore. I don't want to spoil this for myself.
Oh, really? So you didn't... Yeah.
So this is all new to me.
Wow, okay. I
was
thought maybe you would have
blown
experienced
away.
a little bit more.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
so
know,
you know, like,
some
nothing.
plot points.
Okay.
Like, Metal Face is really obvious, so that one was pretty easy to figure out. But, so I know little things, but the overwhelming majority of the story, I just don't know.
Nice.
So I'm keeping this,
Yeah, it's a time, dude. It's a time. I just can't wait till we get to Best Girl. I can't wait. Which isn't too far. Because you get the next party members pretty like soon after each other, I think.
Also, it's super nice that your reserve members level up. That's just...
Yes.
Every game should have that, especially if you want me to switch out team members. And
you know, that's funny that you say that, because remember when that was like a huge goddamn controversy with Pokemon?
yeah, I don't give a shit. It makes it easier.
It's
I
just
probably
less
am
grinding,
contradicting
bro.
myself because I probably said some shit about it back then. But
Yeah.
with Pokemon, I feel like, I don't know, it's a weird one. But it did incentivize me to use other people. And if I needed to level up a Pokemon to get like a certain move so that I could breed it on something else or whatever.
Yeah, it was like, good decision, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to bring out the Pokemon and then switch and then waste my fucking time. So, I don't know. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
Persona 5, you actually have to fucking work to get that to do. You have to level up Mishima so your background people get the same XP, and that's great. It's cool. It's not free. You got to work for it.
Yeah.
And Xenoblade, I think it works because I don't want to be near the end of the game and have all my backup members be fucking weak because I haven't used them. And then I might need to use them at a specific spot in the story, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just die.
Right.
But
have you like wiped at all so far?
died?
Yeah.
Oh, a bunch of times.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mostly,
Even I've died a couple times.
a lot of it comes from me not paying attention
Oh, okay.
because I'm like, oh shit, my health was low and I didn't even realize it.
How do you think like the vision mechanic? How do you like that? And
I think it's really cool. I think it's like really interesting that they would incorporate story elements like that into the gameplay, which is great. I wish it was a little quicker because sometimes it's fucking annoying.
yeah, especially when you get multiple in like a
There's
string.
like 3 of them. Yeah, my whole team is almost
Yeah.
dead. Of course they're gonna all have kill attacks.
Yeah.
But overall, it's good. So, have you been playing like different characters or what?
I've just been sticking with the, Shulk, Ryan, and Charla. Don't think I might switch over to Dunban and replace him with Ryan.
Yeah, I switched Ryan with Dunban just for a little while. Try him out, see what's up.
Yeah.
And he's pretty good. Does a lot of damage. There's a lot of overlap between those two.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
Are you
like,
playing?
Ryan is just
What are you saying? No, go ahead.
Ryan is basically just big health tank with all his like taunt abilities, whereas like Dunban is like an agility tank dealing damage.
Yeah. And so, are you playing as other characters, like as your party leader, or are you just playing Shulk?
Right now I've just been playing Shulk.
Okay, I've been doing the same.
Yeah.
It's just nice to have him. I don't know. His moveset, I like it. It's really cool. I can see where it makes sense. I see where the others make sense, but I'm like, I don't want to have to relearn this yet.
I know, like, I don't know. I think it's just... I think Shulk is just fun, and
he's so much fun.
You just do so much damage with backslash.
Oh, it's insane.
I freaking love it.
Use slit edge to fucking use slit edge into a fucking backslash. Ugh. Especially after using what was that one aggro remover?
Shadow Eye?
Shadow Eye. If you use Slit Edge to lower the defense, then Shadow Eye so that they stop aggroing you and you get the damage increase, then backslash in the back, you do so much damage.
Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah, he just feels, especially with like the Minato arts, he's just like a playmaker.
And I know the game, like, since Shulk's the only one who can hurt Mechon, it's going to become crucial to have him on your team and pretty much play as him. But it is super nice that you can just take him off your party.
That's actually a really like nice mechanic.
Yeah, if I don't want to play as Shulk for a while and I'm just running through fields with monsters and no Mechon, yeah, why the fuck would I don't need Shulk. I don't want to keep him on the party all the time.
Yeah.
Only
And
play
I
as
mean,
someone else.
You'll have, because you've gone Dunban, right? So he comes with like the Mechon sword. So there's going to be more equipment later on, which will have Mechon piercing.
A single weapon that can hurt the Mechon. Except for these ones that we made that can hurt the Mechon.
Yes.
Why didn't we do this years ago? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a very weird like plot inconsistency there.
Like
how I don't know.
You'd think they would have made a ton of those swords so that they could fight back or something, or like repurpose Mechon guns and stuff to put on the mechs.
Yeah, that just feels like a common sense kind of thing.
Yeah,
that they would do. So I don't know about.
Fuck it, I don't care. It's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's cool though.
I just wanted to bring this up. I know this is dumb and out of nowhere, but one of my favorite things, like the heart-to-hearts are really cool. I think they're fun. Nice little breathers from the main gameplay. But the heart-to-heart with Shulk and Ryan on the cliff right before they leave for Teffer Cave, where they're talking about, we had that big fight back in the day and all that. I really like that because it breaks the usual, like, story moment that at some point in this game I was expecting, and this is like most games and stories do that, like the two friends, they get angry at each other and they split up, or like they have differences in opinion and all that, and they get angry and all that. That heart to heart saying like, oh yeah, we had that big fight all those years ago, and you get to, and they're like, yeah, we don't even remember what the fuck it was about, it was dumb, but look at us, like we're better now, because you really get a sense of, no, these guys are best friends. They get along and they understand each other. They've had their fight already. You don't have to deal with it.
Right.
And it really adds a lot, especially when you get to the moments where Shulk was like upset about Tharon, the vision he saw, and then Ryan's like, no, you tell me about it. We'll work together and get this changed. Don't try to deal with this on your own, man.
That's a really good like friend moment, moment.
It just
yeah.
It cuts out a lot of the shit I hate in games where like tensions rise and then it's like, okay, really we're doing this again, and they've like explicitly stated no, that they're done that. It's super good.
The story's just like really good, and it doesn't feel like the characters are like stupid.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, they all seem to act very logically.
Yeah, which is great.
And like they don't get
go on.
Emotional over stupid shit. Like every time Shulk gets pissed off, it's usually only with like Metal Face.
Yeah.
And because obviously he's gonna get mad.
Right.
And I don't know, they just all seem very grounded and realistic.
Mm-hmm.
It's super good. It's super
yeah,
good.
I mean, I also like with Dunban how there's like that contrast and like emotions there, where like Dunban's like, even though that was his sister who got sliced up, he's like calm and collected.
Mm-hmm.
Which
because
is
he knows
different.
He has to be.
Yeah, because he's the older one, and let Shulk and Ryan dish out all his anger.
Mm-hmm. Well, because he knows that like if he goes off the deep end with that shit, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Because that's all of them being ridiculous and emotional, and so, and you could really see like his seasoned battle veteran bullshit for there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so much. It's so good, especially coming off of P5 again, and seeing how characters in that game just playing it again really solidified a lot of the dumb fucking dialogue. Like, some of the dialogue's just really bad in that game.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is terrible the second time around. And characters, the whole Morgana arc, where Morgana fucking dishes, that arc sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, and it totally, like, undercuts, like, Haru's, like, whole role. Like, that's not Haru's story. That's, like, Morgana just
I know.
being...
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And it's still pretty bad. But, and everybody blames Ryuji for that one, and, like, Ryuji even apologized. I'm like, no, he didn't do anything wrong. It's dumb.
Yeah, Morgana's just kind of being a little bit of a bitch.
The whole game is like that.
Yeah.
But coming off of that and be like, and playing this game, I'm like, wow, these characters are actually acting pretty smart and normal, and like it's like a breath of fresh air. It's so nice.
Yeah. Do you have like any like theories right now?
I mean, theories about like anything specifically or just in general?
No, just like anything.
I mean, obviously there's going to be like I've heard about the High Entia. They live near the top of the Bionis.
Right.
And I'm almost positive that there's going to be like ancient god races on the top of each of them. Like, it's going to be like an eternal struggle type thing that Shulk is going to have to like destroy, basically. Like, I feel like the guys at the top of the Bionis, whatever god people they meet, they're not going to be that good. They're not going to be great good guys. And you're probably sitting here going, fucking, haha, like smiling because I'm either right on it or completely off base. There's like no in between here.
Well, it's interesting that from like a story point where you have Shulkus getting all these like future visions.
Oh yeah,
spoiling potential plot points
at the beginning of the game, which is great.
Yeah, so it gives you a lot to go off of, because with Prison Island and whatnot.
Do you know anything about the story of Persona 4?
I know that it's like a murderer and it's TVs.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything though, but Persona 4 does a similar thing where they don't spoil stuff at the end, but at the beginning of the game, there's a lot of...
I'm pretty sure I know who the murderer is, but yeah, go on.
We're not saying anything. Because he's the best villain in the series. He's one of the best villains I've ever seen. But they don't spoil it, like show you like in this game, but there's a lot of like hints and stuff that when you get to the end of the game, you're like, oh shit, they really did that. Like, they really put that there. Like, oh fuck, that could have ruined everything for me if I had known. And it's great. I love shit like that, where they give you enough to know, but not enough to make sense of it. And also,
the Xenoblade story is great.
Which is why I was a little disappointed with X, because the story kind of takes a backseat there.
Yeah.
But it's still a fun-ass game. That game's great.
Again, I want that fucking ported to the Switch.
Get it off the Wii U, please!
Please. It's just like, at this point, again, I don't want to dig out the fucking Wii U, and I don't want to start off from where I was, because I don't remember anything.
Exactly. I'm going to have to restart the game, because I'm going to replay it, or go back and restart it after I beat 1. But I'm like, shit, I don't want to deal with that. Did you play 2?
Oh yeah, I beat 2. Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, the combat is story-wise, it's not as good as 1, but I think combat-wise you would like it because it's a lot more rhythm-based. Yeah. So essentially, whenever like you would like hit like an auto attack or like an art, what you can do is quickly select another art, and then like it will like chain off of it, and then you'll fill out like your chain attack or whatever, and you'll get like damage bonuses or whatnot, so that like you keep on like clicking to like different things. So it's actually a lot of fun. It's a lot different from Xenoblade Chronicles 1's battle system. But yeah, there's a lot of like battle mechanics that I think you would enjoy if you find this game's battle mechanics to be enjoyable.
Okay. Because, I mean, I'm probably going to end up playing it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I really don't like the art style and the stuff they do in that game.
Yeah. Yeah, my big qualms about 2 is that the art style is kind of and you have the whole, like, kind of gacha system with unlocking additional characters.
I forgot about that.
Absolutely horrible. Horrible.
Bro, you gotta get your funny anime girls and your anime swords and anime, bro. Boobies, anime.
How they do it is that they're like, from whenever I was like first looking into it, they might have changed it through updates or whatever sense, but especially since they had Torna, the like prequel game to it.
Did you play that?
But anyways,
the DLC?
I did not play Torna actually. I probably should definitely go play that at some point as well. But you have basically like 4 like different kinds of like probability pools, and your like game file will be assigned one of those probability pools to kind of like, I guess, differentiate like different like game files from one another in terms of like the kinds of blades you're going to be getting early on and whatnot.
Okay.
So some blades in different like game files will have like higher probabilities or lower probabilities of being, I guess like won in the lottery. It's super fucking dumb. I fucking hate it. Because like even like when I was getting to endgame, I was like farming literal hundreds of those fucking crystals
to get
so that I
stuff.
could get all the fucking blades, which are like the characters.
Yeah. Why are the blades anime girls?
Because that's just what the aesthetics are. Yeah, that's another thing I don't like. It's just it leans too much into the fucking anime aesthetic. Into the tropes, I guess.
Definitive Edition is a little too anime for my liking. Mm-hmm. But it still looks good. I can deal with this. Like, it's good. Xenoblade 2 just looks terrible. I don't like the visual style at all in that game.
Yeah.
Rex is the most bland looking character I have ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And this is coming from a guy who normally I don't give a shit, but I don't know. After seeing what Xenoblade 1 and X are like, I'm like, this is kind of lame. Because X has that like realistic future sci-fi shit. It's like, whoa.
Sure, but they still have like the big anime eyes.
Yeah, they have the big anime eyes, but they don't look like 2.
Yeah, that's true.
They just look like weird aliens. Like they look like Alma and Lynn. Is that what their names were?
Yes.
Yeah, they got big ol' eyeballs, but they look I'd say closer to 1 than they do 2. Instead of the big rounded features and everything, like pudgier looking stuff, like they have the more natural proportions.
Right.
Of 1. And I love the artwork for 1. Holy shit. The original character art is fantastic. I wish the game looked like that.
Yeah.
And if they
still looks like a little bit of a doofus.
Ryan looks like a doof. You have to put goggles or something on his head. That's the way I think I figured it out.
You've solved the problems.
I put goggles on his head. I was like, wow, he looks way less dumb.
Yeah.
Every game should have that
with
system.
like how the like aesthetics work in that game with like the cosmetics.
Mm-hmm. It's the greatest in
really,
any game ever.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Any game ever.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Did the original have that? Or was that added in X? Because I know X had the option where you can equip whatever you want, like, as a cosmetic. Disregarding
the original definitely did not have that.
Okay. It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, original was, like, notorious for, like, having characters in, like, these fucking ridiculous costumes and cutscenes. Whereas now you can actually look normal.
Did you look at the theater mode?
Fantastic. No, I haven't.
You can replay any cutscene in the game, including Heart to Hearts. And
Really?
you can change the
Wow.
time of day, you can change the weather, and you can change the costumes they have for it.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
I know, that's great. There's definitely going to be a shit ton of YouTube videos just
It makes it easy
just with
for
all
stuff
the-
like that.
Yeah, yeah. Easy video.
Oh man, I really like that game.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmetic man, that thing gets me every time.
Yeah, what kind of like cosmetic
I like the
differences have you made?
base costumes. Shulk's base design is phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah.
Same with Ryan. I think I changed Charla a little bit, gave her like less simple clothing, but still reminiscent of her original outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And Dunban, I haven't fucking changed at all. He looks great.
No, yeah. He looks sick.
And I gave Ryan fucking goggles. It is tremendous. Like, when you go back and play, put goggles on him. I'm not kidding.
Okay. Well, I already have goggles on Shulk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then
Which
put
I-
like a
which I think is a-
headset or something on Ryan. It just
A fucking yeah.
it changes a lot. Like, you'll look at it and go, oh, okay, yeah, that's what was missing.
I just think it's a fucking travesty how Shulk doesn't have like a goggles alt in Ultimate. I think that's just
The goggles are like the set piece for him.
yeah.
They make sense because he's working in the lab all the time. Of course he's gonna have goggles. And his
Yeah.
big doofy bowl cut. It looks
Yeah.
good to fill up the space.
And like now that you've actually like had some hours into the game, like Shulk in Xenoblade is nothing like how he's represented in Ultimate, right? Just like character wise. Yeah. Like character wise he's just like in Ultimate is like some like super upbeat I mean, I don't know, just guy. Whereas like, you know, in Xenoblade he's a fucking nerd.
He's such a dork.
Yeah, he's a dork. Who's out for revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like Shulk as a character. He's great.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
I haven't met even some of the NPC dialogue, like, because there's a lot of text in this game. This game's big.
Mm-hmm.
Even some of the side quests, I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny. Haha. Like there's a lot of little bits. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. But I want to read it most of the time.
Mm.
It's really, really fun.
Yeah, for me, I've kind of like experienced like the majority of this already, so I just like kind of click past it, just to like get the quests all done. Which again, just having like all the fucking quest markers all over the place for like all the materials,
It's so fucking nice.
it's so wonderful because again, in original, you just had to like kind of just grind out.
Did you
an area.
notice that? Because you know how you can hit, I think it's ZR and pull up your story menu.
Yeah,
Like oh, I forgot what I'm doing in the story. Let's find out.
yeah,
If you set an active side quest, it'll not only will it'll be, oh yeah, hey, check out the side quest. If you go to that little sub menu with the story and flip to the side quest thing, it changes your path marker.
yeah.
I didn't realize that until last night. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And so instead of taking you to the next
great.
story event, it'll take you to whatever side quest you have equipped.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can just in like 2 button presses, you can switch back and forth. It's fantastic.
Yeah, especially because I'm like not reading the dialogue. I can just like quickly like
I'm not.
fast travel to whatever area, and it'll just like tell me.
I know I
where
said
to
like
go.
I do enjoy reading it, and there are some that I'm like really good, but there's a lot, so I do have to skip a lot of it.
Yeah. Also, I think it's cool how quests can have like, it's usually like 2 different endings.
Yeah, there's options that you could do.
Yeah.
I love stuff
Neat
like
little
that.
bit
Mm-hmm.
to give you more, I guess, to get you more involved and attached to the world.
The game does
Yeah.
a very good job of world building, especially because a lot of these side quests you do want you to explore different parts of the map that you wouldn't have explored otherwise.
Right.
So I'm hitting all these like nooks and crannies that I would have just walked past and not done anything, unlocking new fast travel points, and instead of feeling tedious, it feels like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm knocking 2 birds with 1 stone right now.
Right.
And it just feels good. The game has a very good sense of exploration.
Oh yeah, that's like yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Game's good. Good game.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I really liked about Xenoblade Chronicles X is that like exploration was like super huge in that game.
Which game?
And in X.
Oh yeah.
X, because like the map was like it was like hexed out into like different areas.
It was so smart. What a smart map.
And then there were like different like jobs you could do. So I think like Pathfinder was one of the jobs where it was basically your role was to like go out into the field and like place down like oil rigs or whatever.
Create fast travel points.
Yeah, and like
It's
just
so
material
smart.
collection points, which was like one of the first things that I did in the game was just like fucking explore, go out into like super high level areas just to unlock the fast travel points. Just fucking everywhere. That was my jam.
Yeah, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's a little disappointing playing the first one now is that it seems a lot smaller.
Compared to X.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because X
Everything
is
seems
one
small.
jumbo world.
Yeah. X is fucking insane.
One is like a bunch of big maps that you can explore that are connected, but you have to like obviously you got to go between them. X is one giant fucking world, and it's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, even by like today's standards, like Breath of the Wild standards, like X like eats like Breath of the Wild world by like several times.
X is I gotta finish that game. I don't even think I got to the fourth continent in that one. I think I got past the desert and I got to that like jungle, like blue jungle area or whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
And I think I did like half of that and stopped. That's where I set it down.
Yeah, I only got as far as chapter 7.
There's so many chapters in that game.
Yeah, there's a shit ton of chapters. I know there's a point where you can get like flight for your mechs.
I never even unlocked the mech, I'll be honest.
Really?
I think I was super close, and then I had to do a bunch of shit to unlock the next story mission, and I didn't finish it.
To be fair, the skells, as they're called, they cost so much fucking money. It's insane how much they cost. And then fuel for the skells. Insane, yeah. Yeah, the one thing that like bugs me about X that I learned from a friend who played it through the completion is that for like one of the final chapters, your party is like pre-assigned. So you
I heard about that.
Yeah.
If you didn't level up certain people, you were fucked.
Yeah, you were like playing with like level 1 like allies.
Yeah, what was that one guy? The one like I think it was like dorky or nerdy guy that you get. I think he had brown hair or something.
Yeah, it was like brown hair, maybe like green armor.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I remember he's like super important late in the game.
Yeah, I think that's like the guy.
And the guy that I always used for my fourth was whatchamacallit? What's his the kind of edgelord guy?
It was like
Lau?
Lin or like
Lau?
Lau.
I think it's Lau.
Yeah, it's the one that Matt Mercer voiced.
Oh, he did. Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, like I don't think he was important at all. So most people are like, yeah, just don't even use him.
Most of the fucking side characters aren't plot relevant.
I know.
Let's be real. Considering there are like 60 like side characters or
there's a lot of
something
characters
like
in that game.
I mean, yeah, that was like one of the marketing points of the game was that there were like a fuck ton of characters to play.
Also,
as.
I just really like the aesthetic of that game, where it's like a futuristic like city and everything, and then you go out to the world, it's like just aliens and shit.
Yeah, and there are like so many like different classes you could like do, go into and whatnot. That was also a lot of fun.
And I could equip whatever armor I wanted.
Yeah.
I had some dinky, crappy looking armor that looked awful, but for my cosmetic, I just picked like that big, chunky armor that looks really cool. That sucks. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want to look like.
Yeah. Oh man. Hope it gets ported.
It really needs it. Because I don't want to dish out 100+ hours on a fucking Wii U again.
Yeah. Can our capture cards even record Wii U?
It should be able to. Anything that goes through HDMI.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe in the future.
That's why
That's honestly like 400 hours to like
that game
play
is
through that
big.
game. Yeah, I mean that game's fucking huge.
Because it's different than 1, and I don't know about 2, but I assume 2 is similar to 1. In the aspect of, like, in 1, you can pretty much skip everything but the story if you wanted to. In
Right.
2, you just cannot do that. You need to collect shit. You literally need to do side quests and collect shit to activate the next story mission.
Yeah.
Which is what I think the game... It's a weird gameplay loop, but I kind of like it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it stand
Right.
out.
Yeah. But yeah. Buy Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition if you haven't already.
It's good.
Great fucking game.
It's really good.
Yeah. Honestly.
It's very weird to get into. The only reason I'm enjoying this and I got into it so quick was because it took me a couple like battles and I was like, oh yeah, this is how the game works.
Mm-hmm.
After playing X, but like picking up
Right.
cold, it's a weird fucking game.
It is. Yeah. I'm trying to think like. I don't know if there's like other systems that are like it.
It's very reminiscent of like an MMO, like Warcraft-esque.
Kind of. Yeah. Actually.
But-
yeah.
I don't know. There's like this weird separation between that and like an actual MMO.
Mhm.
I don't know how to describe it because I don't play enough MMOs to be able to say, but yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. No, it's great. I don't know. Got anything else burning that you want to get off your chest?
Not really. Demon Slayer
Okay.
ended. I finished that up. That was good.
Yeah. Last chapter came out.
Pretty good ending. I liked it.
Nice.
Other than that, I can't think of much. Chainsaw Man still going. Ippo came back after a while. They finally translated chapters and stuff. It's
Nice.
really good, and it's gearing up for even better stuff.
Hype.
Hype. Other than that, yeah, I've pretty much done nothing but work and play Persona. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
Sweet. Well,
I don't
you
think
haven't
there's
missed much.
I
in
don't
the
think
past,
there's much
like 4 weeks.
news going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, everything's kind of been at a standstill recently.
Saints Row 3 Remastered was announced and apparently came out because I saw it at Target the other day.
Did it?
It's
Wow,
out. It's out, and I did not know.
Yeah, I did not know either. Wow.
I mean, I don't really know why they remastered that one. It didn't really need it, but whatever.
Huh. Well, cool. So that was apparently episode 3,
Oh,
not
God.
4, of the Unnamed
God.
Podcast. Work still in progress. For the name, we gotta workshop
style.
something.
Epic style.
Epic
cast.
style.
There we go.
Epic style cast. That's the new name.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, bye. That's where it ends. Okay, I'm stopping the recording.